Good morning from Brooklyn. I am doing two broadcasts here, one to Instagram and one to Facebook. So I might be going like this, looking a little bit both ways. But what I want to talk about this morning, because I got this question since I've been really sharing with people a lot about this upcoming course that I'm doing, people want to know, if they haven't worked with me before, like what is it that actually happens in a session? And just to share this too, I ran into my friend Simone. He's this beautiful dancer. I saw him at a show on Friday night, and he was like, he called me the love machine, and he said, I've been seeing your posts, and it looks like it feels so good, and it does, and it's an active generation of joy. You know, we can't expect to just sit back and that love or joy is going to come to us. Sometimes we need to really actively engage with that. So what I want to speak to is, again, like this question, what to expect if I sign up, or what to expect in general in a distant treatment or an online group treatment. So this came up just speaking to a colleague last night when she asked me this. And the first thing that'll happen is you'll get a confirmation and you'll get an email that has an intake form. And the reason the intake form is so important is because it's actually a crucial step to acknowledge where you are, let someone else see that and read that, and for me then to hold that in the field of the group. Dr. Tracy Clark, who is an amazing BodyTalk teacher and integrative doctor and practitioner, and she was a former ballroom dancer, Dancing Helps. She did her whole PhD research project on the importance of being seen, or like this thing of like witnessing someone into potential. And her research showed that it makes a huge difference if someone fills out that intake form, what the intention of the intake form is, and if the practitioner actually reads the intake form. So that's important. It boosts the healing exponentially. And all this information lets me focus in on the group energy. So in the actual session, when you're on the call, I'm mostly using the BodyTalk system as my modality. And BodyTalk has this term called innate wisdom. And essentially that is the wisdom that is guiding your whole body or your whole system, meaning your energetic body, your relationship to your environment. It's guiding that towards your healing and your best potential. So that's what I use to treat the group. And BodyTalk is all about improving your body's or your system's communication. When things are talking to each other really well, things work better. It's just like any relationship you have. If you're keeping things quiet or something's being hidden over here, it can create a tension in the system or this lack of communication. The body can't do the healing. It can't solve its issues. So with the BodyTalk system, my intention is that I am speaking to your body's innate wisdom. And the way I do that is through muscle testing. So if I have a client in front of me on a table during a session, I essentially use their wrist and I calibrate, this is going to be a no, this is going to be a yes. So it's like that applied kinesiology resisting, if you've ever done applied kinesiology. And the body is really clear, that innate wisdom is really clear. It says this is a priority or this is not a priority. The body is not wishy-washy, or that innate wisdom is not necessarily wishy-washy. It knows what the most important thing is that needs to be treated. So I'm always asking this question by priority. And with the group sessions, once I get your intake form, I am able to tune in to what everyone is bringing to the session and ask, what is the priority for the group? And again, I do this through the muscle testing. And then sometimes there might be a single person in the group who I pull out to be sort of in the hot seat or to do a session particularly directed towards them. But what you'll find in witnessing that is that sometimes the treatment is actually stronger for you than it is for that person. That's happened so many times. I was doing a group session in person at Brooklyn Studios for Dance, and something came up to balance something going on in the person's right eye, the person who was in front of me. And then afterwards, my friend whose boyfriend, she brought her boyfriend to the class, and he was like, oh my God, when she started talking about the right eye, that's where I've been having all my issues, or some body part. So he really felt that link, maybe even more than the person in front of me. So it just goes to show how connected we are. So essentially what I do is I build these formulas, and it could be something like your heart needs to link to your liver. And this could be a great one for self-love, because what that might mean, and this is working through consciousness, the heart is all about love. It's all about the love you receive, you give. It's about deep knowing, and it's an organizing field for your body. And the liver it's a planner. It put from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. It's setting up things in motion for your next day to start. And when things don't go as planned, the liver can get resentful. It can get angry. It can get just not so happy. And we need a happy liver. So what can happen is maybe, you're making these promises to yourself, like, I'm going to go jog in the morning, every morning, starting at 7 a.m. And then all of a sudden, this promise made through your heart, all of a sudden, next morning, you sleep in until 8, you miss the jog, and the liver's like, oh, wait, why are you doing this to me? It starts to get angry, and it starts to get confused, and it doesn't function as well. So if we were to link these two up, it would just be like more clarity from your heart, possibly communicating with the liver, and the liver being able to say, hey, look, actually, when you do this to me, it harms my system. It makes things more challenging for me to do my work. So if we improve the communication between these two, sort of harmonize or mend the relationship, that can help you, be clearer. This is actually in this planner and organizer what I need to support myself, and to be able to know that through the truth of my heart. Like, maybe we need to clear out some blockages in the heart. So once we build a formula like that, we tap it into our 3 brains, which is a concept that John introduced maybe last year or so, or a little bit before that. Just that you tap over your head brain, which starts to balance the formula. You tap and do all the programming. You tap over your heart brain, which is the part that knows. And then you tap over your gut brain. I'm tapping over my belly. And the heart memorizes. The gut brain starts to really deeply integrate the formulas and help you with your discernment and your decision making. So, and it just, all of these areas are producing so many neurotransmitters, and the heart especially resonating all of this energy through your whole system. So we just need to integrate the formula through those 3 places. So that's essentially what I do. And it's kind of like doing it just like this on a video session. And for people who did some of my group video work earlier this year, I would get emails weeks or months later, and people would say, oh, I finally watched the video and I could feel such a difference. Like, it really helped me. And sometimes there's a real perfection to that too. Like, a person may not be ready at a certain moment, and then they go and watch the video when the timing is right. The timing is always perfect, and they get the benefits of the session. It's, again, this thing that you don't need to be on the call at the time to get the benefits of it. And I'll also be giving everybody, besides a video recording, you'll get access to an audio recording. And I just studied with Dr. Beltime this past weekend in his latest BodyTalk course, and he was talking about how important it is to listen to the audio, because as I'm in the zone and doing the session, there really literally is information coming through my voice and the tone of my voice. And to go back and listen to that repeatedly, I've had clients say that, I listened to the video or the audio 3 times, that also is something that can help you. Or maybe you want to listen to it a year later because there's a little piece in there that is now ready to process. And you'll be drawn to it for as long as you need to help process it fully. So I think that's everything I want to say about the course. If you have any further questions, just send me a message, or you can type it into a comment, and I will do my best to address that. And I guess I want to say, just talking to my friend, this colleague I know last night, I got so excited for her because I just got chills on all over my body, because she was just sharing things with me that she had been going through. And I could tell as she was talking that she knew she was ready for a shift, or she knew that there was a deeper wisdom that was wanting to be in operation in her body to help align her life, to bring her back to her joy and her happiness. And I could feel that. And then she signed up for the course, and I just was like, oh yes, I love this. Like, it is one of my favorite things in the world to see people self-actualize, and I'm doing it all the time in my teaching. I'm doing it in my sessions, and I feel like I'm really trying to find ways to do that through the dances that I make too. It's beautiful. So I got so excited for her, and so this is just to encourage you to do it. She was scared, but she signed up. You don't have to go public in the group sessions. If you kind of need to hide out, if that's what you need to do, that's totally fine. But yes, if you're scared, do it. And if you're not scared, if you're excited, do it too. And if, again, like as I said in a last Facebook Live, if it's not the right time for you, honor your timing. The universe will come knocking on your door again. I'm going to do future sessions like this, either one-offs or another like 4-week series or something like that, so you can join later. But self-love is so important, and it's one way right now that we can really have agency on how we are existing in the world, what we're sending out, these signals we're sending out to the people around us. And at a time like this, especially if you're in the US kind of following the news, like we really need to track that. And once you start to resonate with that, you help other people do the same. And again, there's so many complex layers to this, but really, truly, I've experienced this in my own self, that when I heal the people around me, especially my family and my friends and my loved ones, they start to heal too. You become a love machine, like my friend Simone said. That's the bell you start to ring, and that's what people start to hear. So again, any questions, let me know. You can go to embodyradiance.com /reigniting. I can't remember what the address is. I'll put it in here below. But yeah, just to get on there and jump in here and join us for the course. Be in touch if you have any questions, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Okie dokie. Let me get out of here. Bye and bye.